Hello, welcome back to LBG Reviews. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Today we'll be talking about Celeste. Celeste is a platformer that has very technical movement capabilities, but also has a lot of accessibility settings, which is good because the game is designed to be very, very hard. And that actually works well into the game's theming, which, aside from the fact that somebody recommended that I make a video about this game some time ago, the only reason why I'm mostly making this video, not just for the accessibility settings, but also I love the theming of Celeste. See, in Celeste you play as Madeline, and she goes to climb Celeste Mountain to prove that to herself that she can do it, that she can do anything. And the pause screens in the game have friendly, calm reminders like, hey, dying is okay. Dying means you learn something. Or like, take a deep breath and try again. And the game itself even deals with issues like anxiety, kind of like sometimes like imposter syndrome in some cases, and a lot of different mental issues and disorders and like mental funks that people can find themselves in, that it has a lot of different ways of dealing with them, and that basically it's okay to go through them and deal with them. Which is very important to me. But before I get distracted talking about that, what kind of accessibility settings does the game offer? Well, for one, there is an option to allow you to dash multiple times midair or without needing to hit a refresh point. There is a setting to allow you to what was it? Oh, there's a setting that allows you to what was it? Oh, frick. There's a setting that allows you to turn invincible, so that way you don't have to worry about spikes and other hazards stopping you from making jumps. There is an option to allow you to increase how many dashes Madeline has. There's an option for there's options for adjusting for how many, basically like what no, never mind, scratch that last one. But basically, like, there's a lot of accessibility settings in the game, and it's also nice that the game, that because, like, for context, the main collectible in Celeste are strawberries. I mean, there are a few others that you can encounter later on, but the main one that you'll be seeing most of in the entire game are strawberries. See, the thing I like about the strawberries is they are completely optional, while also being very rewarding for getting a lot of them. And what do I mean by that? Well, spoilers for anybody that has not played Celeste. If you have not played Celeste, you've been thinking about playing Celeste, go play it. I have never beaten the game myself, but I have played a decent chunk of it in the past, and it is a lot of fun. And it feels very rewarding getting through some of the challenges the game sets before you. Okay, with those people gone, at the end of Celeste, because I've watched many other videos about Celeste and playthroughs of it, depending on how many strawberries you collect throughout the entire game, because at the end of the game, everybody that you encounter, most people that you encounter in the game, will get back together at the bottom of the mountain, or at the, I can't remember if it's at the top or at the bottom of the mountain, but they'll get together after baking a pie out of the strawberries. The more strawberries you get, the better the pie tastes. But that's the accessibility and story things out of the way. Why is it important to me beyond that? Well, for one, I've had my own mental health issues in the past. There was a decent chunk of my teenage years and early adulthood that I had not serious depression. It was never self-harming bad, but it was definitely at times debilitating. And then alongside that, to go alongside like panic attacks and other things that the game talks about, there's a moment where one of the characters, Theo, helps Madeline picture a feather in her head, and basically has her breathe in and out, and as she does so, to imagine that feather rising as she breathes out, falling back as she breathes in. And basically, when I first saw that, it made me think of me and my mother. We've been meditating and basically doing mindfulness practices for the past few years since my grandfather came down with cancer. And so whenever I think about Celeste, I think about the journey I've been on with my mom. The journey I've been on with my mom. And that's all I've got to say about Celeste. Now, next week we'll be talking about Silksong. Normally I would give you loads of details about what to expect from the video. But the thing is, I don't know. I only know that Silksong comes out on the 4th. I know that you play as Hornet, one of the characters from Hollow Knight. But beyond that, I have kept myself fairly spoiler-free. I have not been one of those people that have cross-analyzed and cross-referenced every single frame and pixel of a video. That is not me. I am looking forward to playing it on the 4th, and I plan to make next week's video about Silksong.
LBG from the editor's chair here. I realize now that my scheduling for videos got all jumbled up. So while I'll be talking about Hollow Knight's Silksong for the rest of the video, just know that I have already done that video. And next week will actually be about an early access game called Seeds of Calamity, and how it has a lot of accessibility features, even though it is still in the early stages of development. Also, the AI voice for this section is needed because my throat is very sore and scratchy due to dust in the air from a surprise bathroom remodel at my grandfather's house. So my larynx isn't feeling up to the task of doing a voiceover for this. Anyway, enjoy listening to Pass Me talk about an awesome game he was excited for.
But I can give you a little bit of insight into the game that we'll be talking about after Silksong. That will be Seeds of Calamity, a farming simulator game. I know, LBG Reviews talking about another farming simulator, big shocker. But anyways, that'll be a farming simulator made by a singular developer that already has a lot more accessibility settings than most games. And while yes, a lot of them are fairly straightforward, the amount of care and dedication put into the different accessibility settings is commendable, and I have to talk about it. See you guys then. Bye.